Okay, Charles LeBlanc here. We're at the Tim Horton, Regent Street, and I ran into a problem a few weeks ago, and we're going to discuss to find out if what the cops did was good, if what the justice system did was good. But the bottom line is this: there's some panhandlers in town. Yeah, there's always been panhandlers. There always will be panhandlers. But we had an aggressive one. His name was Mike Gaudette. And what happened is Mike's been here since a long time. And then I had a little friction with him. And lately, Mike was pretty aggressive with other panhandlers. Like this was his territory. And he felt like, you know, like this is my... It's a different world. It's the street level, it's homelessness, and then the court's given two choices. Either he goes to jail or he leaves town. He's born in mental, he's in mental. And I don't know about that.
Well, you know, you mentioned everything that led up, but what's important here is what you've coined the get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
That is very, very interesting because the charter, here's where it really becomes interesting. The charter, if you read the charter, it talks about mobility rights. And these mobility rights, how it's put in the black and white of the charter, is provincial. It says nothing about within the province. What it does says is that, you know, we have a right to go to any other province to sustain a living, for employment, and whatnot. But doesn't say anything within the province. So this is what I guess is important, is matters like this have to be decided at a higher level. So the judge may not have been, I won't say error, but his decision made at this point not be against the charter, but we don't know because it hasn't been defined the scope of mobility rights. If you look at it black and white, yes, you can be told within a province that you can't.
But there's not a lawyer there. If you have a homeless person and you put him there, charge him like he doesn't pay his manhandling fine. Okay, so they give him two choices. Either pay up if they can, or leave Dodge. But there's no lawyer there to speak for his constitutional right. And when I was there with Mike Gaudette, I was there and I told the prosecutor, that man is assaulting everybody, but it's a world that this is his territory and it's violence. So he should be put in a mental institution for 3 months, medication, to find out what's wrong with him. He's not a bad guy, he's a smart guy, but then there's no lawyer there to fight for his constitution.
Well, that's the issue at hand. You know, he may have anger management problems, you know, that may be one thing, but the thing that this highlights is that the law is a rich person's game. If you have no money, I mean, to go in and represent yourself, I mean, to understand the abstractness of law is you need 3 years of law school, 1 year to article, and 5 years experience. Now, do you have that, Charles?
No.
Do I have it? No.
I do.
So you walk in to represent yourself. Well, you don't understand the abstractness. So representing yourself, you're at a disadvantage. Now, you know, little Susie or little Johnny from up the hill, whose parents have mega dollars and cents, or if it's the parents, yes, they pull in, you know, the top attorneys who know the game inside out, and they know how to play that chessboard. But you and I, we have.
Well, now you're going to start bringing people in court and give them two choices: either leave, get out of Dodge, are they going to start doing that? Isn't that? I'm watching the situation.
That's what's going to happen with me.
It opens the doors, you know, for that. But again, you have to wait and see, you know, how that's played out. But you know, right now, it's, you know, the only one that can decide the scope of that is the Supreme Court of Canada, which I don't know how much money you have to have in order to get it on the docket to even be heard. That's who dictates what the lower courts can do or not. But the lower courts have a lot of latitude in what they can do. If we don't like it or we find an error, then our choice is to
But we
appeal it.
don't have the
But
money.
we're back to
Money.
square one. Money issue. If you don't have the money, you know, I know that you try to censor certain words, but to put it bluntly, you're fucked.
The guy holding the camera, you have an opinion, or you want to stay out of this?
What is it? What am I?
Nothing, okay. So, the bottom line is no money, and we have to make sure that this doesn't happen again, taking a guy and tell him to get out of Dodge.
Well,
No.
and I'll expand that one step further to address that problem, because it goes back to legal representation. This is where the government should, intervene and allow proper legal representation from people that are, whether it's Albert, whether it's Brian Gallant, whether it's Dominic, whether it's Kuhn. That is one area that has to be looked at, so that every citizen has the opportunity to have adequate and proper representation in the courts of law.
It's like at my place when they raided, sorry, me, right quick.
Yo.
They raided my place. If I didn't have the CCLA to come and back me up, I would have been screwed.
Royal.
Okay, here.
Okay.
That conversation was ended.